I can testify this on our show. For most people, the day doesn't officially start until you've had your morning cup of coffee. But how much do we actually know about the jet black brew that has become such a large part of our mornings? We have Luigi Vignotti, a professional barista and co-owner of Shift Espresso Bar in Cape Town, an awesome place. He's going to fill us in on a bit of the rich history behind our favorite drink. And you can see how we clutch our coffee mugs here.
Exactly, yes.
It really is a part of culture. Now, I've heard conflicting stories about where coffee actually originates from. There is this legend that Ethiopian herdsmen, they saw the effect that coffee beans had on their goats, and then they started brewing it for themselves. Where does coffee actually come from, bro?
Well, that's just the thing, right? The first sort of reported usage of coffee was the Ethiopian population in the 13th century, right?
Okay.
Then from there onwards, the Arabs cultivated in the 14th century. From the 15th century, it went through to the Sufi monasteries, and then only from the 16th century, it went down to Europe and Turkey. And
Bless
then, of
those
course,
monks. Bless those monks. Bless you
but
guys.
Then, you know,
Thank
the
you so
Italians
much.
are the ones that refined it.
So now we talk about coffee beans versus coffee berries. Now, I think the assumption is that everything comes from a coffee bean.
Yeah.
Take me through that.
Well, basically, the coffee berry is just the fruit that they harvest. Basically, what they do then is that they ferment it, they remove the coffee bean, and then that's what we get. We roast that, and then we obviously crush it, and that's basically
so, and it really has become an artisanal kind of artwork, if you can call it that. And I know that you really have taken that to a completely different level. The debate rages on about where the best coffee comes from.
Yeah.
Are there areas that do dominate? Take me through the hot spots.
You know what? It's really about taste, and it's about preference. So there's no specific point where you can go, that place does the best coffee. You do have sort of like the coffee belt, which is all about altitude, it's about soil, it's about, it's about
very
location.
much like wine, yeah.
It's very much like wine. So it's about choice. I mean, a lot of the places give more stable coffee, but, the professional guys like swinging around a little bit, so you get some interesting coffees.
Yeah, and especially here in Cape Town, I think we are blessed to have the kind of baristas we do have here in the Cape. So real coffee, we know that comes from the coffee belt. There are, of course, coffees that are made locally here in South Africa, and we hear about those substitutes like hickory, which I understand is a root. What is in your mind is a real coffee? Is it only coffee that comes from a ground coffee bean directly through a filter? Do we have other options?
Yes, that is the only real coffee that there is. If it's not coffee, then it's not coffee. That's
exactly.
just the point, you know what I mean? So, you have to basically get in coffee from a bean, has to be ground, and it has to be done, done through that process. Yeah.
And we are lucky in that it's been made a lot more accessible to us with the likes of JACOBS out there, making sure that we can get real coffee, but in an instant format. And in our second-to-second life, that is something that is vital.
Yeah, especially in this day and age. People don't have the facility like we do with professional machines and the equipment and so forth, all the knowledge. So this definitely helps people to be able to make an instant coffee on the go.
Well, I'm going to get you to pour our instant coffee on the go. What I love is our JACOBS Real Coffee is available to all of us at the drop of a hat, and we are going to be putting you in line to win an awesome JACOBS coffee hamper. You can see that on screen right now. All we want you to do is post a picture of yourself with your favorite coffee cup, enjoying that coffee moment. Go onto the Espresso Facebook page, post that picture. We could be awarding you with an incredible coffee flask hamper and put you into the draw to possibly win a picnic hamper as well, with everything you will need to enjoy a beautiful, beautiful summer. Now, of course, staying on the competition tip, it is a Monday, which means it is time to award our latest baking challenge winner, and what a challenge it was, Leigh-anne.
Real coffee, real taste, real moments.